जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON 50 फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। मोटे वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री राधा रस बिहारी भगवान की जय। श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय। श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरे संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, reading from Canto number 1, chapter number 2 and the shloka number 20th. एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते
एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद् भक्ति योगतः भगवत् तत्व विज्ञानम् मुक्त संगस्य जायते.
Word to word translation. Evam thus. Prasanna enlivened. Manasah of the mind. Bhagavad Bhakti, the devotional service of the Lord. Yogataha, by contact of. Bhagavad, regarding the personality of Godhead. Tattva, knowledge. Vijnanam, scientific. Mukta, liberated. Sangasya, of the association. Jayate, becomes effective. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Thus established in the mood of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.3 it is said that out of many thousands of ordinary men, one fortunate man endeavors for perfection in life. Mostly men are conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus they are engaged always in lust, desire, hankerings, ignorance and sleep. Out of many such man-like animals, there is actually a man who knows the responsibility of human life and thus tries to make life perfect by following the prescribed duties. And out of many thousands of such persons who have thus attained success in human life, one may know scientifically about the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna in the same Bhagavad Gita 18.55. It is also said that scientific knowledge of Krishna is understood only by the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. The very same thing is confirmed herein in the above words. No ordinary man or even one who has attained success in human life can know scientifically or perfectly the personality of God. Perfection of human life is attained when one can understand that he is not the product of matter but is in fact spirit. And as soon as one understands that he has nothing to do with matter, he at once ceases or ceases his material hankerings and becomes enlivened as spiritual being. This attainment of success is possible when one is above the mode of passion and ignorance, or in other words, when one is actually in Brahmana by qualification. A Brahman is the symbol of Sattva Guna or the mode of goodness, and others who are not in the mode of goodness are either Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, or less than the Shudras. The Brahmanical stage is the highest stage of human life because of its good qualities. So, one cannot be a devotee unless one at least qualifies as Brahman. The devotee is already a Brahman by action, but that is not the end of it. As referred to above, such as a Brahman has to be a Vaishnava in fact to be actually in transcendental stage. A pure Vaishnava is liberated soul and is transcendental even to the position of Brahman. In the material stage, even a Brahman is also conditioned soul, because although in the Brahmanical stage the conception of Brahman and transcendence is realized, scientific knowledge of the Supreme Lord is lacking. One has to surpass the Brahmanical stage and reach the Vasudeva stage to understand the personality of Godhead Krishna. The science of the personality of Godhead is the subject matter for study by the postgraduate students in spiritual life. Foolish men or men with a poor fund of knowledge do not understand the Supreme Lord, and they interpret Krishna according to their respective whims. The fact is, however, that one cannot understand the science of personality of Godhead unless one is freed from the contamination of material modes, even up to the stage of Brahman. When qualified Brahman factually becomes a Vaishnava, in the enlivened stage of liberation, he can know what is actually the personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaykam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandro Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Namine Namaste Saraswate Devye Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class here at ISKCON Goregaon West. And as I told you, every day, every shloka is now very wonderful. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam is wonderful, and it's all the shlokas are like the glorification of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why they are the best. But still, within that, there is the better best. Okay, and then there is a best and best. Okay, bestest of all best. So, in that way, we are saying today's verse. Evam prasanna manaso. Okay, prasanna. Everybody wants to be a prasanna in this material world. Okay, and we try our best to have each and every kind of an opulence, each and every kind of a facility, each and every kind of a relationship which will make us prasanna. But the problem is that in this material world, our endeavors are so futile. Even if we try to have some kind of an opulence, or even we try different kind of relationships, they are like chale to chand tak to shant. So that's what plea of material world and the pleasure in this material world. It is always temporary. Everything is a temporary, ashashvatam. The world is known as jagata. Jagata means which always moves, which is not stable. So similarly, in this material world, every situation, every person, every time, every circumstance actually moves. Okay, so nothing is temporary, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary in this material world. The only one thing which is supposed to be permanent in this material world is the holy name, holy katha of the Lord, and the devotional service which we perform. Okay, that is the only thing which is considered as a permanent in this material world. Otherwise, everything is temporary. So, the important form or important responsibility of a human being as the form of a human life is actually performing a devotional service. Unfortunately, because Ajnana, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there are 4 kinds of people who doesn't come to me. Okay, what is that verse? Maya Namam dushkritano mudha prapadyante naradama Mayaya aparita jnanam asurim bhavam ashrita. These are the 4 types of people who never comes to me. Namam dushkritano mudha. Those are dushkrita and murkh. Mudha means murkh. Okay, foolish people, they don't come to me. Namam dushkritano mudha prapadyante naradama. The people who are very naradham. Naradham means why they are called as naradham? Because in this material world, most of the time, people are to be considered sense gratification to be the ultimate thing. Zindagi mein aaye hai to ऐश करो. You know, that kind of a philosophy they have. And for that purpose, they can go to any kind of nasty activities, any kind of a low level in this world. They are only concerned about their own sense gratification, what they can do for getting that particular thing which they want. So these are the people who are considered as naradhama. Okay, and if somebody is a nari, that is nariyadhama. Okay, but why it is said? Because most of the time now 2 males are discussing, Krishna and Arjuna. So naturally it came as a naradhama. But it is equal for each and every person. Whenever there is a word called as men or nara, so it is considered for whole manushya jati. Okay, so that term is used in that way. Whenever Srila Prabhupada also says, in purport he says, like mostly men are conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance. Men means humans. Okay, that is to be understood in a contextual way. The human beings are always in mode of passion and ignorance. So, naradhama, prapadyante naradhama, mayaya aparita jnanam. Those people whose knowledge has been taken away by Maya Devi, illusory potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they consider themselves to be the only body, and enjoying this body is the ultimate thing for me. That's what the illusion is. I am man, I'm woman, I'm African, I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm Australian, I'm this particular dharma, I belong to that particular dharma. All these are like in a very temporary designations, and people become illusionized. Even if sometimes after coming to devotional service also we become, we remain in illusion. See, I am 25 years, I'm 15 years, oh, I'm the president, I'm the temple commander, I'm the in charge, I'm the kitchen in charge, I'm the deity worship in charge. So these posts are also temporary, and if somebody even after coming to devotional service gets very much affected by this post and positions and the temporary circumstances, he has to become mature, or she has to become more mature in devotional service. Okay, so whenever somebody comes in devotional service and performs the devotional service decades after decades, the ultimate result of that devotional service is actually the humility within the heart of that personality. He becomes more and more humble, he or she becomes more and more tolerant in devotional service. His ruchi towards the Krishna Katha and towards the holy name of the Lord becomes more and more intense. Not for the post and position, how much I acquire in the center or in a temple. If it is there, that means your goal is actually not proper. Our goal is ultimately to have the ruchi in the holy name of Supreme Personality of God. Because today I am okay, today I can do lot of services. Hey, Radhashtami is there, come on. There is a Google form coming up, people are coming up, bringing the flower garlands, making people do flower garlands, and then bringing juices, and you do this, you do that. How many years Rakshan Krishna Das will do it? Okay, after some time there will be Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam Dashna Vihinam Jatam Tundam for me, right? So ultimately doing entire whatever kind of a management and the coordination and the heavy services and the taking post and position and performing those activities, the ultimate goal for that particular purpose is to develop a ruchi or interest in chanting the holy name of the Lord. If it is not developed, if you can't develop interest in hearing Krishna Katha and hearing the holy name, when your whole body becomes shithila, whenever your body becomes completely tired of doing everything, what is the remedy for you? Where you will get your that satisfaction and pleasure? So at the end of our life in the old age, whatever we have to cultivate and whatever is our shelter is actually holy name. That's why you will see so many devotees there at the end of their life, they go to Vrindavan, and what they do, they just hear Krishna Katha and they chant the holy name of the Lord. Nothing. And they get so much of that taste. They start going early in the morning after morning program, they go for 7 temples, they come, they take whatever little bit prasadam is there in the whatever available in the temple, and they chant whole day, and little bit whatever the services is there, whichever is possible according to their physical plane, they do it. That's what a devotional service is. Person should be feel fulfilled in whatever services he has been given. Okay, so this management, coordination, and all those kind of things are very temporary. Whatever is there ultimately in our life is to chant the holy name of the Supreme Personality of God. So here in this particular verse it is said, thus established in mode of unalloyed goodness. Actually the three modes of, they are called as three modes of material nature, not spiritual nature. So mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance is actually what? They're the modes of material nature, and they're bounding us to inside the material nature. So the goal of devotional service is not to come to mode of goodness. That is automatically happens. One who gets up early in the morning, takes a bath, do Mangala Arati, hears Srimad Bhagavatam class, chant his holy name and malas in the morning time, that person automatically comes to the mode of goodness. That's for sure. It's just a small byproduct. But Buddha. You too. So, this mode of passion, ignorance, and goodness are considered to be the shackles in this material world. A person who is bound by the three shackles, the shackle of good, like gold, then there is a chain of silver, and then there is a chain of iron. Okay, so mode of goodness is compared as a chain of gold. Mode of passion is considered as a chain of silver, and the ignorance is considered chain of iron. Okay, so somebody will say, see, I've been bound with the chain of gold. Hari bol, hari bol. So somebody will be very happy. Is it a position of very happy thinking? No, it's a chain only. Whether it is a gold, whether it is a silver, or whether it is a iron, it's a chain. It's a bound. You are bounded in the prison house called as Durga. This material world is called as a Durga, and the Adhishtatri or the prison or what do we say it? Prisoner. Jailer, superintendent, that is Durga Devi. So ultimately bound. So the word here it is used is a mode of unalloyed goodness. Unalloyed goodness means Shuddha Sattva. When somebody comes into the devotional service and he goes beyond the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance of this material world, he comes to the Shuddha Sattva where Lord Narayana's, he stays. In that the sattva, pure goodness, that is called as a pure goodness. It is not tinged with the material nature. It is a shuddha sattvika bhava which only comes in the heart of a devotee. So that's why the word it is used here is a mode of unalloyed goodness. Unalloyed. Alloy means what is
mix the gold with the
mixture of two different metals. They are not in pure form. They are mixture of two metals. So Srila Prabhupada was a chemist. So whatever Srila Prabhupada's words are there, unalloyed, unadulterated, these are kind of words which Srila Prabhupada is using because he is a chemist person. He was a chemist person actually. So unalloyed, alloy means the mixture of two metals, and unalloyed means there is no mixture. It's in a pure form. Sometimes you will see gold is mixed with certain kind of things, or silver is mixed with aluminum or something like that, but it's a pure, क्या बोलते हैं उसको 24 karat sona, very pure form of sona, which is like almost 1 lakh something, 15,000 na? That is what we have to beaching our kidney for 1 gram of gold. That is what the situation is right now. The man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with a devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge. Scientific knowledge means what? Oh my God, see, I can work now in AstraZeneca, I can work in Adar company. Adar, no? That, no. Adar Punawala's company. That because I have a scientific knowledge, I can go to ISRO and NASA. Not that kind of scientific knowledge. Scientific knowledge means a devotional service knowledge. Devotional service is a science. This science in this material world, it works on the material platform. They just research whatever phenomenon is happening in this material world. They just research it. They mix the two phenomena and they make out something different kind of a product out of it. Okay. They study material phenomena. But the spiritual science is very different. It deals with the spiritual life. There are certain aspects, even the subtle bodies within our life, like mind, intelligence and false ego, cannot be understood by the science. Okay, कि अटकलें बहुत सारी निकलती होगी. See, mind has to be like this, intelligence has to be like this. There is a SQ, IQ, EQ, NQ, MQ, SQ. MQ is equal to Murkha's question. Okay, so there are different kind of speculations they might do, but the spiritual things, they deal with even the gross things, even with the mental things or the subtle things, but most important is that the spiritual knowledge deals with the spiritual things. It deals with on the platform of Atma, a spirit. That's why it is much more higher than the material scientific knowledge. Okay, so a person who is totally into devotional service, he can get the entire knowledge about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so most of the time it is said, say, what I was supposed to say? Sorry, I forgot.
Material world.
No, there was another point now I was discussing actually. So, positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead, a person can easily get when he comes to the devotional service. Material knowledge can be researched, material knowledge can be written, and then by just reading you can get the information about it. But spiritual knowledge has to be revealed within the heart of a person. Until and unless it is not revealed, whatever he may do by reading thousands of books about the spiritual life, it cannot be understood that by that person. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I can only be understood by the unalloyed devotional service. If you try to apply the mere logics or logical brain towards me, I cannot be understood by you. I can only be understood. Chatam dashtam cha tatvena. That is the shloka. Can somebody search it? I will only search it.
भक्ता मम जान
द्रष्टुम च तत्वेन. This is the shloka where I heard during my when I was a child in devotional service. I was still child, but thoda bada wala child, no?
not child.
So there was a one wonderful movie called as Hare Krishna World. It was like a vintage movie. I think it's almost during the 1980s it came out actually. And there was a description about the Gurukuls. And one small foreigner child, he might be elder than me, and now mostly in devotional service, having very wonderful devotional service maybe, because 1980s he was like a 5 or 6 year old child. So he was saying this verse and Rajam Dashtam Tatvena, like that, and it was such a wonderful to hear from his mouth. So that time I heard this shloka and it just made its own place in my heart. And it's a very wonderful shloka. It's in Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter 54th verse. Bhaktyatva ananya shakya aham evam vidorjuna gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter in the mysteries of my understanding. So mere logics, भगवान शायद से ऐसे, भगवान मतलब बिग बैंग है, भगवान मतलब बहुत बड़ी हस्ती पर्सनैलिटी है, भगवान मतलब एक प्रकाश है, भगवान मतलब एक शक्ति है. These are all foolishness. Krishna says, whatever I am there in front of you, that is what I am, the original personality of Godhead. And this original form can only be understood by undivided devotional service. That's what Krishna's opinion. So we may have our own thought process of Krishna consciousness and what Krishna is, what the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. But you ask Krishna na, what he thinks, what he is actually, he knows na. You know better yourself. I know myself better. So similarly, Krishna knows himself better. So Krishna, if he is saying in Bhagavad Gita that I can only be understood by the undivided devotional service, who are you to apply your dry logics, which are even limited by your, by limited brains? So, if you want to understand Krishna, understand by his own way, not by your own way, what you think. right? Otherwise, it will be a perfectly pure speculation. It is unalloyed, unadulterated, pure speculation by your mental plane. Okay, so that's why Krishna can be only understood, and the knowledge about Krishna can only be understood by undivided devotional service. And in Purport Srila Prabhupada, the first line he says in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, after thousands and thousands of births, one and one only person comes to know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavam Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Krishna calls which person as a Jnani person? According to Krishna, who is the Jnani person? Who knows Vasudeva is Sarvam Iti. Otherwise, person is Ajnani. Whatever you may have, 2 PhDs, 3 PhD, the Nobel Prize or the Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Maharashtra Bhushan, whatever is there, whatever other knowledgeable awards it might be there, or you might have an Oscar or the Cannes Festival Award,
Nobel Prize.
or Nobel, whatever awards you might have in this material world. For Krishna it's nothing. Krishna calls that person as a Jnani person, one who is totally knows that I am everything. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Vasudeva is the whole everything. That person is a Jnani. And such Jnana can only person get such kind of a Jnana or knowledge in his life. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. After the activities and sukritis of thousands and thousands of Janmas of the births. So those devotees who you see applying tilak, applying kanthimala, and having a bit bag in their hand and chanting the holy name of the Lord, they are not the ordinary people. Of course, because of we are in this material world and we have our previous baggages and sanskaras. Because of that, there might be some kind of a discrepancies, there might be some kind of a shortcomings externally seen in the nature of a devotee, but we should not disrespect anyone. Until and unless we have any authority to correct that person, we should not unnecessarily hurt any kind of a devotee, otherwise it will be called as a aparadha. Every person who is having a bit bag and able to chant the holy name of the Lord, he has that sukruti and the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that's why that devotee is able to chant right now. Okay, so all the glories and all the respect has to be given to that particular devotee, because ये अच्छा नहीं, ये अच्छा नहीं, ये अच्छा नहीं, ये अच्छा नहीं करते करते जाएंगे तो who will come to the temple? Only you, and you will do the devotional service without the association of the devotee? No, we will also go one day, because we also have a certain kind of a shortcomings in our life, right? So nobody is perfect, only one person is perfect, Krishna. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. That's what Krishna is. Okay, so Krishna is Purna, complete whole in this material world. In every aspect, Krishna is a complete. Living entities are very tiny, small. Okay, we are very VIPs, very insignificant people. Okay, so everyone is supposed to be in course of applying devotional principles, and gradually they will become nice devotees and the pure devotees. But we should not find out certain kind of faults within them. Otherwise, it will be considered as a aparadha, and it is a very detrimental to our own devotional service. Okay, and then here it is said that in the stage of liberation from all material association. So material association, that doesn't mean only the association of people, those who are materialistic and those are totally materially engrossed into the sense gratification. That's not only material association. Material association means the association of certain material circumstances, material things, material opulences also considered as a material association. Even many times, see, you are alone in the your home, and you have no person around you, only mobile is with you. What do you think? थोड़ा सा YouTube देख लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा जियो पॉलिटिक्स देख लेते हैं, थोड़े टेरिफ्स वगैरह कम कर दिए क्या देख लेते हैं, ठीक है ना. It is also material association. Of course, sometimes for our own, what we say, for the jobs or for our businesses, certain things are required for us, right? Just like when I was coming from my hometown to here, so I was looking towards the news. Why? Because there was total, block from Pune to Mumbai. So I have to see like खाली हुआ है क्या, so that I can come here, or like during that war, I think it happened in May, right? 1st, 2nd, 3rd May, Bharat-Pakistan war that happened. Operation Sindoor that happened. So that time also I was at my home. I don't know, whenever I go to my home, something happens like this. So that time also I saw, because every day there was a siren going on near my brother's, and it was a quite aristocratic area. So every time it was happening, so we were like, what happened? And as such, generally whenever siren, it happens, it's an emergency. You have to go inside your home or inside the bunkers. Indian people are very different in this world. They will come in the balcony and say, hey, siren baj raha hai karke, kahan se kaun sa plane ja raha hai. So I was also one of them. So certain aspects, that's okay, but it should not be the habit कि like सब कुछ छोड़ के बस डेली सोप के सीरियल्स देखते जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी, कभी ससुर भी जमाई था, and all those kind of things, wasting our time in that. Okay, we have our own homes has a lot of drama. What to speak of other dramas actually then. So that's why most of the time devotee should always consider how to utilize his time in Krishna consciousness. That's called avyartha kalatvam. That is one of the characteristic or the lakshana of a devotee, that he is avyartha kalatvam. He doesn't do time pass, or she doesn't do time pass. They completely, even if they have a 2 minutes or 1 minute, they will utilize it in Krishna service. Rather, they will take out a small, just like sometimes when I go from here metro to Andheri, I have my small book of Bhagavad Ratnamala. I take it and I start reading all the shlokas, and people are like, what is doing? And whenever I start, chanting and reciting those verses, people, कुछ तो कर रहा है, क्या हो रहा है यहाँ, काला जादू चल रहा है. So people try to look at me. Those who don't know, I am ISKCON wala, and we only chant Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, nothing else. So we should utilize our time in Krishna's service. So many times, even while sleeping, many devotees, and I try to do it. I put my earphones. It is not good practice, but I play a kirtan. Most of the time I play a lecture, and then I put it in my ear and I then sleep. Because after going on your bed till you go sleep, 15-20 minutes are there. So I hear sometimes many things. And another thing is that बहुत जल्दी और अच्छे से नींद आ जाती है. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you for today. So here we will take a small pause.
Prabhuji, one point.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Regarding undivided devotional service for Krishna, it should be out of unconditional love, right?
These are all characteristics of a devotional service: undivided, uninterrupted, unconditional. These are like the characteristics of devotional service. Basic characteristics, those we should have. Unconditional means there should not be any kind of an hetu while approaching Krishna. Our only hetu should be, Lord, I am your servant and I just want to do devotional service. I don't want anything from you. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरीम कविताम वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनेश्वरे भवतात् भक्ति रहेतु कित्वयि. That should be the mood of our devotional service. अनडिवाइडेड मतलब क्या? आज 16 माला की, कल 1 माला की, परसों 4 माला की, आज श्रीमद् भागवतम 4 घंटा पढ़ा और कल जाके मैंने 1 ही घंटा पढ़ा तो पढ़ा, नहीं तो परसों तो सब कुछ ही निकल गया करके। आज आके पूरा सुबह 3:30 बजे उठ के हरे कृष्णा किया और कल 10 बजे उठा। That should not be the case. There should be consistency in the devotional service. That is called undivided. अनडिवाइडेड का मतलब ये भी है कि लाइक चलो अगस्त का महीना आ गया, आज इसकी पूजा, मार्गशीर्ष आ गया, फिर उसकी पूजा। ऑफ कोर्स वी रिस्पेक्ट ईच एंड एवरी demigod, but whenever it comes to the worship we worship only Krishna and Vishnu tattvas, no one else. That is called undivided. आज चलो इसका सीजन आ गया तो इसके पास चले गए, उसका सीजन आया तो उसके पास चले गए। That should not happen. We should be chaste like a married woman towards Krishna. Okay, that is undivided devotional service. Okay, Prabhuji?
Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you so much, Ashish Agarwal Prabhu, Bharat Trivedi Prabhu, Chandravanshi Prabhu, by your blessings. Kiran Prabhu, Motorola Moto G4 5G Prabhu, Raghav Prabhu, and Poonam Mataji, thank you very much. And of course, Rohini Mataji was also there. Thank you so much for your kind blessings and presence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you for your blessings and your blessings.
Wonderful slokas.
Yeah, it's like a giving very sar of devotional service regarding the seva, shravanam and the devotional service. So I love this section actually, from 1.2.3 to 1.2.20.
Very good.
Really wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And beautiful purports of Srila Prabhupada.
Really amazing. So even
Every sloka is referring at least minimum 1 or 2 Bhagavad Gita, another sloka correlated.
Yes.
Tremendous ready reckoner. Srila Prabhupada is a ready reckoner in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya, all scripture. He is picking up from every scripture.
Yeah.
And correlate beautifully.
Yeah, yesterday I heard some kind of Prabhupada is giving reference from one Upanishad. Even though like I read many times this Bhagavatam, but yesterday or day before yesterday, it got just clicked to me, my God, this kind of a Upanishad is also there. And Prabhupada is quoting a shloka from that scripture. I don't know. Okay, I'm not getting right now this one. But it is very nice to hear that particular Upanishad is there. From Prabhupada is quoting that. Oh, sorry, I'm not getting it right now. But a very wonderful shloka Prabhupada is quoting from that. So, it's in Bhagavad Gita, I think. I heard it in Bhagavad Gita. It was in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter actually. And Prabhupada is quoting that verse from some Upanishad, and it's very wonderful actually to hear that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Hare.